Could everybody take their seats so we can get started, please? Would you all find your seats so we can get started? Would everybody take their seats so we can get started? You'll have lots of time to chat over dinner. You take your seats so we can start this evening's program. Good evening, everyone. Are these on?
That is live.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Edmiston, the chair of the board of Cancer Support Team. On behalf of the entire CST team, I welcome you to this gala celebration of our 40th anniversary. Tonight, we celebrate the heritage of our founders while recognizing our friends Frank and Tony and the entire Swim Across America team. For their enormous contribution to our success over most of those 40 years. And we thank all of you, our loyal friends and supporters. For 40 years, you have made it possible for CST to offer nursing, case management, and social work services to our neighbors in Lower Westchester year in and year out without ever sending a bill. It has been quite a journey. So let's begin the party and welcome our Mistress of Ceremonies, my gala co-chair, Tanya Weiss.
Thank you, Lisa. Wow, look at this room. This is a full room. And we were worried a few months ago. Anyway, as most of you are aware, Cancer Support Team was started by Dr. Arnold M. Wald and a remarkable nurse, Gail K. Lee. They realized that traditional medicine alone did very little to help patients with emotional, socioeconomic, and spiritual needs. They had a vision to enhance the quality of life for every person who had a diagnosis of cancer at any stage of the disease. Well, think back to 1978. That was a remarkable, remarkable concept back then. So they started out assisting patients only from Rye Radiology and New Rochelle Radiology, and I think there are a few people here from those organizations tonight. CST really grew after that. There was a need, and only 6 years later, Cancer Support Team was already serving 150 people a year. Funding also grew, and CST took a really major step forward when 20 years ago, Swim Across America decided to make Cancer Support Team one of the primary recipients of their fundraising efforts. Many, many years and many checks later, Swim is still a major supporter of Cancer Support Team. Tonight, we are really pleased to be honoring the founder of Swim Across America's Long Island Sound chapter, as well as its executive director, Frank Webers and Tony Sibio. So, to help me introduce them are Jean and Rupert Walters, our honorary co-chairs for tonight's gala. Please ask them to come up. And
Hello, everyone. I know. I really wanted to be mistress of something, but they didn't give it to me.
How serious are you about that?
How serious am I? Talk later. Well, you obviously know who I am, and I want to welcome everyone and thank you for coming and for your support for Cancer Support Team. Tonight, Rupert and I, we have the honor of presenting the Cancer Support Team's 40th anniversary Legacy Awards to both Tony Sibio and Frank Webers. We do this with major gratitude for their 20 years of service to Swim Across America, Long Island Sound. Swim Across America, it was Long Island Sound, is dedicated to Kathy Webers, who was a dear friend from the early 1980s to her death in 1992. Kathy and I were part of a zany group of women, and Kathy was definitely the leader of the pack. Each time we got together, it was like the I Love Lucy show. And I relied heavily on Kathy to tell me if I was supposed to be Lucy or Ethel on any given day. So you can imagine how much she's meant. Now, I'm doing it short and I hope sweet. Now I'll turn things over to Rupert, who will like to say some things about Tony and Frank and show how other life events have drawn the four of us all together for the Swim, for Cancer Support Team, and for our mutual fight against cancer. So, thank you.
Nicely done. Good evening, everyone. Tony and Frank began, as you have said, and have led Cancer Support Team for a lot of years. And I'm trying not to repeat what you've already heard, but they've always been the #1 contributor to Cancer Support Team. And Swim usually, and by the way, I'm forgetting about the word Swim Across America, Long Island Sound, and just saying swim. And they contribute typically about 40% of the income that Cancer Support Team has. And we need that and would like it to go up. What we know is that we can improve, we can take that money and we can improve the odds of the people in Lower Westchester that we serve, about 800 patients a year, so that they can better cope. Sometimes it's the person with cancer, sometimes it's the family. What they have done, both Frank and Tony, is built Swim Across America to an organization that had 932 swimmers, raising $1 million plus, the biggest in any event in the U.S. For Swim Across America. And knowing that SWIM is there to support Cancer Support Team, it's allowed Cancer Support Team to invest in staff and in capabilities. So it's been a wonderful run, and we hope it lasts forever. Fighting cancer, though, has turned out to be a lifelong devotion, priority, that I think both Frank and Tony and Jean and I have. You may not know, but Tony's son, Danielle, continues to be in remission, and he, in 1992, had the diagnosis of an inoperable cancer. He's married now with children. Frank lost his first wife, Kathy. You heard Jean, or maybe Lucy or Ethel. But it was one of her closest friends and a long-term tennis partner. And since then, there's Christina. And I've got to say to Christina that you have done a wonderful job of, and she deserves enormous credit, for she is leading that family, she's adding to that family, sustaining and blending all the Webbers. And the last part of that is that Jean and I lost our son Adrian at 37 years old, and all of my time on the board of Cancer Support Team became much more personal after that. So. You, Adrian. Thank you, Donnie. Well, I want to talk about Frank and Tony. To me, they embody the spirit of successful leaders and entrepreneurs. In short, they found ways to turn tragedy into triumph. What they have done is achieved now the fact that SWIM has the ability to support local, national, and worldwide. Local is Cancer Support Team. That's the 800 families we talked about. National and worldwide is what they have done to to fund the clinical trials of some of the breakthrough new immunotherapy technologies that are helping a lot of people with cancer in unbelievably better ways. There's a lab at Memorial Sloan Kettering called the SWIM Lab. It is available to be visited, hopefully not as a patient, but it is bringing some breakthrough things that have been done. And that's the national and local side. So what I would like to ask is, oh, I forgot one thing. And oh shit, that's my fault. I think it's Lucy calling. One of the things I forgot is when a number of us approached Frank and Tony, there were turndowns. They didn't want to do this, and many times Frank in particular didn't want to do this, and he wanted to say that the real people to recognize are all of the SWIM volunteers that give every year their money and their time and their work to make it happen. So could I ask that all of those people here tonight that are SWIM volunteers, according to the request, please stand and receive some applause? Up. Where nobody's standing. And now the second request is Tony and Frank, much as you don't want to do this, one more comment. They are leaders, and I love this in leaders, that this is such a rare event because they just don't want to be in the limelight. And it's a wonderful event that we can give them public recognition of what they have achieved. And it doesn't get much better than that. But now you have to come up, Frank and Tony.
Thank you, Rupert and Jean. Those are beautiful words. And thank you for everybody coming here tonight, all my friends, and a couple of surprises, all the people from Westchester Bank. Thank you so much. And everybody from my office. That was a surprise, to tell you the truth. But I played golf with Rupert this morning, and he lost a little money to me. And when we left the course, he said he hated me, but what a change in 6 hours, right?
But wait a minute. On the second hole, he asked me, he said, I heard it's sold out. And I said, Frank, when you give the crowd what they want, it's easy to fill the house.
Well, over 20 years ago, our committee at SWIM was looking to add a beneficiary to our program. We asked Jerry Durkin from Cancer Support Team to come and make a presentation to our group. She spoke from her heart about the great work that you all do. Her comments were both powerful and convincing. This began a 20-year relationship with Cancer Support Team. Over the 20-year period, we have watched the organization grow and prosper, never losing your focus on providing superior service. I've been blessed to be part of Swim Across America Long Island Sound since its inception. It has been so rewarding to see it grow to what it is today. But by far, the most rewarding part of being involved with Swim Across America is working with such a dedicated group of extraordinary people. The committee that makes it all happen work tirelessly. They give of themselves like I have never seen anywhere. They come from many backgrounds, but have one common goal. It is because of them that we are successful. It's because of them that we're able to continue to support Cancer Support Team. Thank you very much, everybody on the committee. I also want to recognize Tony Sibio for his extraordinary leadership. He leads with passion and respect for everyone he works with. Tony is the glue that holds this organization together. Last fall, Tony and I attended a conference in Florida where there were people from all around the country, doctors and cancer research people. They made presentations about their work and research breakthroughs. The common theme over the two-day meeting was that they are very close to finding a cure. They firmly believe that in 10 years, there'll be a cure for most cancers. That's good. I want to thank all the people that have religiously supported my efforts at Swim Across America. Many of you are here tonight. My family has been my rock. Christina and our 5 children and our son-in-laws. Yes, I love my son-in-laws. Put up with me, especially the week before the event when I'm a little crazy. As many of you know, Swim Across America was founded in July of 1992 in memory of Kathy Webers, who lost her battle with cancer earlier that year. I recently read a saying by Herman Hesse that goes as follows: I have always believed, and I still believe, that whatever good or bad fortune may come our way, we can always give it meaning and transform it into something of value. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. like I start anytime I get behind a microphone, I want to ask everyone to take a moment of silence to honor our loved ones who are battling cancer, are in remission, or who have passed away. So let's just take one moment of silence. Thank you. I want to thank Jean and Rupert for your kind words. Lucy, I was deeply touched. I'd like to thank the board and advisory board of Cancer Support Team and everybody who was on the committee that organized this. Thank you very much. I'm going to share a short story about my family's struggles with cancer. When our son Daniel was 8.5 years old, he was diagnosed in 1991 with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma, and he was undergoing an extremely aggressive protocol at Columbia Presbyterian Babies Hospital. And it was this time of year, and he just finished 5 straight days of chemo, and we were watching a Yankee game. Our room happened to be the sports room, because any game that was going on, all the kids that were in the hospital, stopped by. And we were watching the game, and he turned around to me and he said, "Dad, cancer really stinks. I just want to be out on the ball field with my friends." And this was the first year with his live pitching in Little League. I didn't know what to say. I agreed, but I didn't know what to say. And our family became involved the following year with Swim Across America after my friend Frank Weber's wife, Kathy, passed away. Cancer, it makes you feel very helpless, and the swims are a way for all of us to fight back. We joined forces with Cancer Support Team 20 years ago, and along with our lab at MSK and New York Presbyterian Babies Hospital, we had a great balance of research and helping families who were in need of a variety of services from CST. I want to thank my wife, Barbara, and my family. Our unbelievable committee and their husbands and wives, because the award is yours along with ours. Without you, this doesn't happen. Your generosity of giving is unbelievable. Many hours of planning and meetings. You're all special to me, and I want to thank Frank and his family for always supporting us in many ways. Also want to thank my close friend Neil Clark and my childhood friends for being here tonight. It means a lot to me. Neil, you've been supporting us from the day one, and I deeply appreciate it. Now, I know these guys since I'm 4 years old, so. And there'll be some razzing behind me, I can tell. Now, getting back to cancer 26 years later, it still stinks, in child's words. I mean, there's no other way to put it. But with everyone here tonight, we can make a difference. I always say if we help just one person battling cancer or one life is saved because of our efforts, we just accomplished so much. My dream, as Frank mentioned before, is 100% cure rate. But until that happens, we still have some work to do, and we have to keep at our mission.